Does soldering sometimes feel way more stressful than it should be? The solder won't flow, wires get tangled everywhere, and your iron tip gets dirty every 10 seconds. So today I will show you 4 little helpers and hacks that makes your soldering way easier and way less frustrating. Hi, my name is Heiko. I learned soldering some 40 years ago, and since then I built every stuff with electronics. So today I would like to share with you some little helpers and hacks that help me getting better in soldering and make it more relaxed. It all starts with a clean soldering iron. I know that sounds very basic, but there are a lot of folks out there, they try to solder and the tip won't accept the tin as it is very dirty and oxidized and corroded. So that leads to an uneven heat distribution and bad soldering joints. You see here a tip that was for too long time too hot, so it is very oxidized. And you have to get rid of that. Usually it is enough to use a wet sponge and wipe it off. If it is heavily oxidized or dirty or mistreated because you soldered something else, then you can use this kind of brass wool that is available, and that is a very good tip cleaner as well. A final tip here: if you finished your soldering at the end, make a good blob of tin on top of the tip and let it cool down this way. So if you start again, you heat it up, dip it once into rosin and then clean it up with a wet sponge. That's everything. So very easy, very basic. Let's go on to tip number 2. Well, tip number 2 can instantly improve your soldering joints. I'm talking about soldering fluid, also known as liquid flux. You know, we need flux as it cleans the parts that are soldered together and help the solder to flow and bond better. And usually we're using rosin here. Rosin is already in the most of our soldering wires, and that's okay and enough for small joints. But if you need longer to heat the parts or the parts are bigger, then the flux will burn off. A way to make it less time critical and less stressful is to use additional flux. And a very good option here, obviously, is liquid flux. You can dip it, you can dip the wires that you want to tin in, you can just add it with a brush or even with a little bottle. Very easy, and you can buy it, but it is so cheap and easy to make. I show you. So you need basically 2 things. You need your rosin and you need a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. Crush the rosin to fine powder because it dissolves better, and then you can weight-wise make a 50-50 mixture. That is, for me, it is a sweet spot, but you can play a little bit, you can make it thinner or even a little bit thicker. It's up to you, but 50-50 is good, is a very good starting point. So very easy to make. Give it a shake, let it sit for a day, and boom, there you go. Tip number 3. Holding things while soldering is crucial, and I know there are tons of different very sophisticated solutions out there that they only have one purpose: to help you with electronics. But if you just use it now and then as makers, and you're not only in electronics, I think whatever you buy there or whatever you build should serve more purposes, like gluing things, holding tools, holding models while painting, and so on. So I would like to walk you through some nice options, what you can do, what you can purchase that fulfills this kind of multi-use criteria. A widely used and very common thing are these octopus kind of clamps. They are good, they are affordable, but they have their weaknesses if it comes to joint strength. Some are very loose, some are very tight. So I made a video about that, how you can upgrade it so that you can even hold tools with it. It's a very good option. I have them since years, but that's not the only thing I use. I show you some more. A different and very affordable solutions are this little gooseneck alligator clips. They bring their own base, it is a very small package, and yeah, you know, you have to use more than two to hold things as they are very, very flexible. But anyways, you can use them around the house, you can use them in the office, wherever, so they actually do not take, you know, space. And they are nicely usable even for the kids and stuff like that. They are very, very okay, and if you're just soldering now and then, fine option. Finally, I want to show you what I used mostly here, and this is something that I didn't know existed before I start to making videos, and this is the magic arm. A magic arm basically is a rod with a hinge in the middle and two ball hinges at the end. And the cool thing about it, this central knob, if you tighten it, everything gets tight. So all hinges getting stiff at that very moment. So it is very easy to position newly. And usually they are not very expensive, and you can buy every kind of accessory for it. And you can even make your own accessories, as it is a normal photo thread at the end. There are super clamps, there are adapter plates, and they are in different weight classes. They come so that you can even hang heavy equipment or heavy lights on it, and cameras and whatever you like. So they are really, really cool, and you do not have to purchase the whole thing for hundreds of euros. You can buy an arm for 20 bucks. And there's a clamp already on it, and then you can go from there. If you want to, you know, have another adapter plate, if you want to have another super clamp or whatever to clamp it on rails or on tubes. Yeah, that's very, very cool thing. And here again, this won't take much space because you can just hang them somewhere. And very, very multi-use, very nice to work with. You see me here, you know, using one side of the PCB to bring your resistors and stuff in, and then you loosen it, turn it around, boom, and you can solder. So they are also a good time saver. Really, really nice option here. Take whatever suits you best. Tip number 4. Okay, the last one, you know, if you start working with electronics, you have all kinds of things on your desk, like a power supply, like a multimeter, and there are cables and stuff, and your PCB or whatever you work on. And then if you want to start soldering, you have your soldering iron, pull a string behind, and then you grab your solder and move everything again. So you can cut small pieces of wire, but either they are too short to solder to the end, so you need another one, then you put your soldering iron away and stuff like that, or you just have leftovers that you throw away afterwards. So a very good solution would be a dispenser pen or dispenser syringe, as I have it here. So there are manufacturers, they selling you their solder within a kind of tube, but then you're limited to exactly that flux and tin, or you're kind of sticking to that manufacturer, and that it is incredibly easy to make. You just need a syringe here, you need something that is a little bit thinner, and take your favorite wire, wind it around, put it in the syringe, put the plunger on top, done. So you have your own dispenser pen, and that is far easier to work with, and you do not, you do not have the whole bunch of solder pulling behind and making shorts on your workbench if you power something up. So it is a very, very clean, easy solution, and it is so cheap to make. So alright, this has been the 4 tips. If you have other cool things that you can use to improve soldering, let me know in the comments. I hope you liked that video. Share, like, subscribe, you know all that. And I wish you all the best with electronics. Take care, and I hope we see us next time around here, guys. Happy crafting.